Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. I'm teaching now, and I feel I'm in a good mode, so I'm gonna keep on doing my thing, pushing the self mastery concept. And this one's gonna be about what it takes to reach self mastery from my perspective. Why I've done it, so I have an opinion and a perspective about it. Not in this opinion. No, I got facts. So that's what we're gonna talk about. Let's go. Rightism. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it. Thank you. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka self mastery or know thyself, my classic. Y'all seem to gravitate more to the self mastery, so I'm gonna give you what you want this time. It's okay. I'll say it's a good thing. All right, but I want self mastery for all my right thinkers. Know thyself is the same thing. All right, but again, my mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? So let's get there together. And I ask the question, do you know you? You will when I get through. That's what I do for you. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to Maya be true. All right. P. Funk's philosophy on what it takes to reach self-mastery. This little personal assessment that I want to give to a few people. I'm giving you the book knowledge. I'm giving you Book of Wisdom. But y'all like the Egyptian stuff. I personally prefer my Egyptian stuff. And then I got my stuff. This is my stuff. Let's go. My philosophy on what it takes to reach self-mastery. Everybody got this, yeah, but I got mine by I learned this one. I did it. Right thinkers, your goals. For listening to me, tuning in every day. Hopefully, I got a few who do that, and I appreciate you. I let you know that every time you tune in. I'll let you know if I come reaching back to the comments. But for you to reach self-mastery, what? Just like me. If you got a teacher or a leader who don't want you to be like them, that's ego. Don't follow them. I don't need you following me. I want you to reach me. I want you to be like me. I want you to have self-knowledge, self-mastery, just like me. So I want a bunch of me's, yeah. When I was a drug dealer, everybody wanted to wear clothes like I did. Hey, yeah, my mom said, you got a bunch of me. I look back on it, yeah. Okay, so why am I doing it? That was nonsense, okay? Yeah, but it was negative, and everybody just jumped on it. I'm doing something positive, constructive. I can't find a buddy. I can't get a buddy to do what I'm doing, live how I'm living. I can live with that. I ain't gonna problem with that. But I find out now, the good guys, the real good guys, don't have many friends. Moving on. But I found out this journey on self mastery. Oh, that's the road that nobody wants. Why? It's lonely, it's arduous, and it ain't easy. A lot of people can't stand being alone. Me, solitude is my best friend. So I had no problem thinking, doing me. Okay. But if self mastery was for everybody, and it is really, why don't everybody have it? Why haven't everybody reached self mastery? Our ancient Cometians, Egyptians, that the Greeks called them, they all live for what? Self mastery. We live for big fancy car, job with a bunch of money. flashy clothes. We live for that, material things. They were spiritual people, and everybody who encountered them said the same thing about them. They're the most spiritual people you can watch because we have reverence for God, even though you can't see Him. They did a study. I love this. If we took our young people and graced them with God, with the truth early, with God is invisible force, God is the hidden side. You get the concept, and when they can start to perceive it, they will be better people. Why? Because they know that they're being watched by God when all the time. They showed it, third grade class. They set a guy in the chair. He sat there, and that's God. So He leave out. So when God is outside you, when He leaves your presence or leaves your visible sight, you wild out. You just, okay, God ain't around. We can do what we want. But they had a chair with no person sitting there telling them God is there. God, you can't see Him. When they say God left, they never changed their perspective. Why? Because they figured they knew God was still here inside them. I love that. Why ain't doing no more of that? That's what they need. That's the stuff that we need to get our young people ingratiated God. Damn, take them to church and brainwash them with that bull crap. Give them the truth about God being in them early so they can recognize it for themselves and they start living according to what? The God that's in them. I ain't no preacher, but again, the truth is what frees them. Give it to them early. We found the truth out later in life. I found out. I wasn't giving the truth. Well, the best we could. I gave my kids the truth. They doing fine. Oh, they gonna miss Christmas. Damn Christmas. Self-mastery. Like me, I know myself by learning and practicing the things that I learned. We call them spiritual truths. That's what free you. The spiritual truth, you know them for yourself. You become what? Conscious of your higher self. And you become an enlightened being from studying and practicing. And you have God knowledge for yourself. We do everything but that. Moving on. Gotta calm down. Right? Excuse me. What happened? What happened to being self-made? Now, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but I gotta say this. I see a lot of bitch-made dudes. Okay? And I'm not disrespecting my single mothers. Y'all did it. Y'all job. It ain't y'all job to be the father, but y'all try to take on that responsibility. But your son is made by you. And I'm not directly calling you a bitch to be word. Back in my day, y'all women ingratiate that word. Back in my day, you had to be ready to fight. You call a woman the B word, man, I don't use that word. Why? Those are fighting words back in my day for a female. And I'm just using it loosely as the dog concept, okay? So I'm calling you, no, it ain't directed. But what I mean by mama's boys. Mama's maid don't sound good. Bitch maid is really hardcore to the point. A bunch of y'all in prison right now because you was bitch maid. Half of y'all dead because you bitch made. Half of y'all still messed up or jacked up in life right now. Why? Because you was bitch made. Men make men. I got 3 grandsons. Under the son that I raised, me and my father raised my son. That picture right there, that's the trinity of my household. I'm missing one in my chain. But yeah, my father, me, and my son, we raised my son. My son thinks the world of that guy. He didn't get to know him like everybody else did. But I'm not trying to distort his vision of his grandfather. And not one bit. He loved that guy. He wrote the eulogy. Okay, so yeah. But now I have grandkids. My grandkids are doing good things with their life. My son is raising them as a single dad. Okay, again, we courtship at the father. We give them all their identity. We give them the things that they need. And he's doing just what I said do. It was easy, personally, but what I gave him, he don't got nothing to do with right. He's a dad, right? Thinking that's cool, but you gave me what I'm still working on what you gave me. Cool, thank you. But that meant I gave him what he needed as a parent. And it shows in what? My grandkids. They're good people, they're good dudes. But being self-made, meaning you took the responsibility to be what? Your best self. So again, I know a few old heads. Back in my day, we came up, we was who was called self-made. We call them man's men. That guy right there, he ain't taking no shorts. Ain't taking no shorts. Ain't taking no shorts. Real men ain't taking shorts. Simple as that. That's all. It's a fact. Ain't got no threat. No. But I ain't taking no shorts. Okay, no. So I practice what? Not taking shorts. I'm from the projects, I'm from the streets, and being my self-made man, aka a man's man. You gonna respect me. Simple as that. That's the fact. Moving on, that's what I mean. And I watched my son grow up in the hood. I watched him go up against other kids who they was all, and he handled his own. I didn't have to do nothing. I told my dad, "You gave me everything I need to know. You didn't need to fight for me. I can fight my own battles. You come on, dog. Don't get caught up in you did everything. No, you didn't. You gave me the good information. That's still questionable. But back in them days, I was following my man's footsteps. I want to be a drug dealer. I want to be a pimp. I want to be a hustler. Ladies, man, all that nine. But I was a man's man. Okay? Anybody punked me. Anybody took nothing from me. That's what a man's man means. You got to get respect. I got my respect on the streets. I got a corner on the block. 18th and Avon. That was my shit. All right. But self-made men back in my day was plentiful. Why? Because that's what we was made of. Being men. Not mama's boys. Not emotionally fragmented men who every time you get them a little upset, they get violent. They end up in prison for a few seconds of anger because they don't have the wherewithal to step it down. Women, mama boys are emotional. They're driven because their mother told them to be that way. If they had a man around, they get a little harder. That's why I'm trying to tell you, parents, women, don't get offended. I'm not calling you the B word, the disrespectful, but just using it to get my point across. That's all. So, again, but all y'all mama's boys, a lot of y'all go to the NFL, the NBA, and all y'all say the same thing. Thank my mom. And as you should. And mothers, it would feel good to see a mother and father with their son up there. I've always felt that way, and I haven't seen that yet. Maybe it is, but I haven't seen the mother, father, and the son. The Trinity, the real family, the mother, the father, and the son. Or the daughter, same thing. And it's easy with the women to be single because y'all match. But for the men, y'all need men. Come on, man. Men make men. I need to write a book. Y'all ain't get this man concept. Men make men. Women, y'all can't make men. That's why the women gene is make the woman the woman. So understand that. No offense. Jesus Christ. All right, let me get back to this. I'm sorry. But my point was, in trying to get across, it's some things that you're going to have to do to reach the level of what we call self-mastery. And only you can do it for yourself. Okay. And fellas, mommy can't do it for you. She can raise you. She can take care of you, wash your clothes, cook, baby. But that's what mothers do. So they ain't new to them. That's their norm. They ain't doing nothing different. When your son mess up, you won't turn him in. You still be a mother. They mothers first. Okay. Now, they don't give a damn about the law. They don't give a damn about what's right. No. If it's my baby, I'm protecting him. Which is normal. See what I'm saying? So get back to the lesson side. Man-made, self-made men. Men make themselves. Why? That's what you got to do. You got to put the work in. Your mama can't make you. And watch this. Now, I'm a mama's boy. I'm going to show you. Watch this. Self-made men were plentiful back in my day. Why? Today's a bunch of them guys. Okay, I'm not being disrespectful to the mamas who raised them dudes. No, y'all needed a father. And that's what nature says. But y'all do it the other way. Single parent, single parent. No, it's not good. Again, no disrespect to the single mothers. I was a single parent. I was a single father. How about that? Okay? Yeah, so I get the concept, but we separated on the understanding that I'm just taking care of the basics and the weekend, whatever. I don't own him. I don't have that custody nonsense. They both are. You both ours. You love them just like I do. We want the best for them. So what's the problem? Y'all men, well, she ain't give me none. What that got to do with this baby, your kid? I ain't slept with my baby's mother since I made the damn baby. How about that? So it's not that nonsense all, okay? And no knock against a single mom. Y'all doing your job. Great job. But my point is the sons, how they come out. Why? Y'all don't help them become men. That's why. And their job, that ain't your job. Again, single parenting is a lopsided scale. Where's the father? Where's the male? Mommy can't be both. Nope. If she did that, she wouldn't need a man to have you. See where I'm going with that? So get that lesson and get out of there. But I did, when I was coming up, I did whatever I had to do to be me, to take care of me, to be the best me I can be. on the streets, and wherever I went, I maintained me. Why? I learned that from my old man, how to be a man. I taught my son how to be his own person, and he's teaching his sons how to be the same thing. That's the tradition that's worthy of passing down. I was raised by my mom and my dad. Okay, yeah. Okay, I got one picture when I went and got my trophies in high school. Me and my dad and my mom. No other pictures do I have with that combination. It, actually, I don't know, but the three of us, him and my mom, they was, I was the glue pretty much that I got grown. They pretty much said, okay, the hell with that. They just, okay, it didn't work. Moving on. But I was raised by my mom and dad. I guess they put it, wait, back then, they would stay around for the sake of the kids. I know relationships, marriages that's been done, but they hung around. That's good people. That's good parenting. That's not being selfish. Selfish, man, I'm out. I'm doing me. Yeah, so no, but moving on, get back to self-made men don't leave. But mom's was the real disciplinarian in my household. My mom didn't take no shorts. If I said be home at a certain time, that my bugaboo. I couldn't get my curfew right to save my life. And she was hard on the brother. Okay, so I had the bed I made, I had to sleep in it. If I can't abide by the rules, I had to pay the consequences. So I always knew consequences of my actions early in life. She did that for me, and she didn't cut corners. If I miss curfew, I'm getting punished. Won't be going out. Bad boy, I love that record I hear. Bad boy, yeah, that's why you won't be going out. I used to sneak out. I don't want to know. Yeah, I'm defiant, moving on. All right. But my mom was a strong black woman who held me accountable to do what's right in her house. You can do what you want. 3 times 7, you're 21, you're grown. You can do what the hell you want. But in here, we're doing it my way. I say be here 11:30, your ass ain't here, you in trouble. I stayed in trouble. Moving on, I had it rough. All right, but then my dad was my leader in life. Why? He introduced me to the hustle, the street life. That's why I got my lessons from that guy. Okay, understand that. So I tell you, anybody, you need two sides. If I just had my mother's side, I'd be a nice, happy-go-lucky dude trying to, I can cook, clean, and my mother taught me all those things to help me be accountable. Okay, that guy, I can fight, I can cook, I can clean, I can take care of myself, I can organize my bills, I can run my household, and I'm self-made. Again, with the lessons that I was taught by my mother and father. I put them two together and made it work for me. That's how it's done. My son did the same thing. I'm pretty sure he loves his mother. I ain't got a problem. Oh, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Me and his relationship is ours. I don't have no concerns about his and his mother. That's between him and her. Understand that? So, y'all men, stop worrying about the child relationship with the other half. They ain't nothing to do with you. If we ain't spoken 20 years. Could care less. Why? She doing her. Don't make a difference. My son grown now. And I told her, we ain't got to worry about that. Why? We ain't got to interact at all. And when we did, I didn't speak to her. We come to games and she bring her crew. I've been there, done that again. But that's how I did me. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be me. And that served me well at a point in time in my life right now. Why? I stayed firm and committed. Self-made. A lot of people give up or change. I ain't changing jack. Okay? Again, I was always my own man. And I taught my son. I led myself and I led others who followed what I was doing. I was never a follower. I was always the leader. What I'm doing, I'm fraternity. I started it. I'm the organization crime. I'm the boss. Selling drugs. I'm the boss. Moving on. Again, self-mastery is only reached by those who are willing to want to be what? Their best self. It's all about you. Self. Remember, self-master, self, that's what self-mastery is. Every aspect of you, you should know that. The zodiac sign, not just I'm Elmer J. Fudd on the match in New York. But self-mastery means you put in the necessary work that it takes for you to obtain that level of what you call self-mastery. Like me, I put the work in. I'm still putting the work in. Why? I ain't the best me I can be. I still got some things I need to do and get better at myself. But the philosophy, the concept, I mastered that. I did that. But I'm still living every day like everybody else. Trust me. That's the fun part. I get up every day looking forward to do what I do. But when I was on top, that kid 20 years old, I was on top of my game at 20. I was in prime. I'm neighborhood drug dealer. I got, listen, when I was, what is that? What is that? When I was, what we had down here, the best self, I resold master. Now, when I was on top, AKA nigger rich, what you mean? I had $100,000 in my possession at 20 years old. Cash money, drug something. I had a wall safe, the whole nine. I never, ever went to the bank. I had no need. Well, I got a bunch of cash. I had cash. I stacked cash for a while. I started stacking cash when I was 18, maybe 19. So all I did was stack cash. When I was making it, I was stacking it. So yeah, but that was called, I called it nigger rich. Wow, I had a bunch of money. Not a bunch of sense. But at 20 years old, how smart could you be? So yeah, a fool with a bunch of money would be a fool. These young kids getting their money, what do you expect them to do? If they got no home training, they got no home self-discipline, they gonna do what they do. Understand that. And everybody's opinion about that don't really mean nothing. Okay, let it be. But I was 20 years old, and I did whatever I wanted to do. And that was what I had fun. I was sworn to fun, but loyal to none. That was the hustle game. That's the street game. The rule of the street, play or be played. I was a player, so I want you to know that, yeah, I'm playing. So this what you doing, we can rock. Like 50 tell you what, I ain't into having sex. I mean, I ain't into making love. I'm into having sex. I ain't into making love. So you want to get busy? Yeah, let's go. I ain't falling in love with you. These guys get these chicks and they whipping on them. Oh, they love her. Moving on. Self-made men don't do that. All right, here you go. But once I became spiritually enlightened, I had a whole bunch of knowledge. I had a whole bunch of stuff. But I didn't have that last ingredient. That was the final ingredient, my spirit. Okay, no touchy now. But I made myself better through spiritual enlightenment. That's what changed. If you guys go to church, talking about Christ, all this good, and you're still doing the wrong thing, that religion ain't changed a damn thing. You're still sliding and cheating. I don't sell drugs. I don't do drugs. Why? I'm spiritually changed. That's the spirituality that I'm living, the lifestyle I live now. That's all I'm trying to say to you. I ain't got to be a Christian, Muslim, no damn Jew, not to do the things that y'all claim y'all don't do. I don't do those things either. So I mean, you better know, I'm not better than you. I just decide what I do and what I don't do. That's discipline. And if I'm spiritually enlightened, I'm doing what God wants me to do, and drugs ain't one of them. So let me tell you. So again, with knowledge of self, you can better yourself. That's what you're getting it for, to use to better yourself. Hope it's making sense. I see the clock. I got to get out of here. I got to do. All right. Again, this is the lesson I'm trying to give you on self-mastery. The things that you got to do for yourself. You got to figure that out. Give the information. Take it down. Reflect on it. Meditate on it. Then implement it. And you manifest it, and you'll be good to go. With self-knowledge again, I have a book that I just found out this kind of, I've been looking at this book. I picked this book up 30 years ago. 30 years ago, I was a student learning about what I thought was the truth, and I got hooked up with my man. I haven't left him. I'm still, my library is full of his books. Whatever he write, one guy asked me, my right thing is ask the question, excuse me, what's 5 of my favorite books? I gave the breakdown. I got them right here. Okay. But the 5th one was Muata Ashby. All of them. Okay. That's how I feel about that dude. And I'm looking back. This is the 3rd book. I beat the book up. Oh, I wear a book out. No, you with me, you going everywhere I go. So you going to take a beating up. I'm pushing wheelchairs with a book under my arm. All right, here we go. Now, to wrap it up again, I appreciate you tuning in. And I look back, it's been 30 years. I started reading that book back in 1995. I found that book, and I ain't put it down. And I went back to Egypt after doing all the other stuff. When my guy said, my man, that book of wisdom is cool, but when we going back to Egypt, I jumped back, and I'm back home. I'm so comfortable. I feel better with my lessons. Why? Because I'm doing my thing. This is my thing. I was teaching someone else's philosophy. I wasn't really comfortable. I'll let you know this ain't my stuff. I'm just trying to break it down. My man said, well, once you read the Bible, I said, I broke the Bible down. Y'all be calling me Minister Wright. I'm not a preacher. My dude does that. I don't want to step on his toes. Okay? My hustle is my spiritual philosophy, not religion. So I don't preach, I teach. All right. But I've been studying for 30 years. I've only been teaching for 10. So I put 20 years in as a student. That's mastery. Another 20, I'd be grandmaster. That's what I'm shooting for. But okay, I got 30 years in, almost home. But I have a nice little library of what I call informational, self-enlightening books. I got my Dogs and Margaret, Dogs and Margaret from Mason Concept. I got a few other books over there. I got philosophy. I got my boys over Think and Just. I got my Urantia. I got a bunch of books that I study from and read. My man, I didn't know my man, Manly P. Hall. That's my dude. I got to get his books. The knowledge of the ages. He went through the Masonic, the Hermetic, the Kabbalah. I did pretty much the same trail. I know just everything that he presented. I wonder why he was real astute. He's very astute. And I liked when I listened to him, he had a better understanding about masonry. He wasn't even a mason. So I understand why. I see masonry a little different light than the way y'all presented to me. Well, I have knowledge of other things, so I can see now. Big difference. But when you can articulate, read, comprehend, and then give it back, they said, hell, our philosophy better than we do. Make him a 33rd degree Mason. He ain't stepping in their lives. So you can obtain others people's knowledge and understanding by just reading what they read. I got Jewish information. Well, I read the Kabbalah. I understand it to a T. Tree of life. I got that knowledge. Moving on. Again, I profess what I know to read. But I know about a lot of stuff. Moving on. But again, self-mastery is what? Being versatile. That's all, handling yourself. In any pretty much situation, I can handle myself. I can acclimate and articulate what I do to anybody. All right. But again, my library. But 30 years I've been practicing this Egyptian yoga philosophy. And when I picked it up in 95, I was pretty much still in search, still looking for the truth. It changed my life. Okay? Simple as that, for the better. I have all Mr. Muata Ashby books in all his series. Pretty much every one of them, A to Z. And if you add a new one, I'm going to get that one too. So, philosophy. But my self-mastery came from me mastering and studying and getting better myself by putting the work in myself across the board. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. For any of y'all who want to be master yourself, get busy putting the work in. Make yourself the intense study and you'll find God. Why? He's inside you, waiting. I hope you got the lesson. Right thing, because I got to go. But in closing, right thing is may you all live to be 100, be 100 minus a day. So I never know my right thinkers who now know what it takes to reach self-mastery and pass away. If you reach self-mastery before you pass away, you'll live another day. Trust me.